Hi guys, welcome back to more episodes of the X-Files. We're almost at the end of this season. This is penultimate episode, episode 21. Previous episode with the three of the kind with the lone gunman was very enjoyable. A little bit of tongue-in-cheek episode, in particular on the Scully side, because she'd had her higher brain functions inhibited by that drug, which just turned her into a drunken bimbo, really. It's quite funny. Right, let's carry on, see what this one's about. Episode 21. Extraterrestrial, or is it axe murderer going to run through the door, or what? Oh, okay, that's different. He seems perfectly fine.
You still mad at me?
No, I'm not mad.
So, I guess we're never going hiking again. It's indoors forever from now on.
Oh. What the hell? Okay.
This is Angela and Wallace Schiff. It's a young married couple last seen hiking in the vicinity
they
of Brown
die?
Mountain, North Carolina. That's Angie on the right.
I'd say predation, but the bones would be scattered.
Not to mention that these skeletons are not wearing any clothes.
Bodies may have been stripped, then skeletonized, possibly by boiling or by the use of some kind of acid solution. At any rate, I'd term it ritualistic.
That's a pretty big operation you're describing. There was no evidence found at the scene. No tire tracks, no footprints, nothing.
Mulder, can't you just for once, just for the novelty of it, come up with the simplest explanation, the most logical one, instead of...
Yeah, but that's not logical either, is it? What's happened?
I mean, every time I bring you a new case, we go through this perfunctory dance. You tell me I'm not being scientifically rigorous.
And it turns out he's right.
I'm not sure what to make of it, considering the short time frame.
If you'll, pardon an obvious question, are you sure that these are the right two bodies and not two others that have lain out for 6 months?
There it is. It's like a lime green goo.
This is?
Well, the remains were found in a swampy area. Some sort of organic material relating to that.
Do you think you should have it tested? Right, I'm going to go completely... I'm going to go Mulder, right? But not UFOs. I'm going to go completely out on a limb here. They never left the woods. And whatever that gooey stuff is, has done something to their minds or brains or whatever that's given them hallucination that they made it home perfectly okay and had that discussion about not going camping again or hiking again. But she had a slightly different physiological and mental response by hallucinating this green goo, and then it showed that goo was melting her face. Maybe that's what actually happened, but up here it's something, some organism or something that's convinced them that they made it home, and they didn't, and that stuff has completely melted them away to skeletons in the woods, and they never actually went home. I know it's out there, but let's see. That's him! Hey, how the hell's he alive? Hiding in a cave. You know that not far out because I just saw a pylon in the background.
We got your gas spectrometer results.
And?
That stuff on the bones I said was bog sludge?
It isn't.
It isn't.
No.
Water, hydrochloric acid, electrolytes, pepsins and trypsins. Chitinase?
It's a digestive enzyme as well, but it's strictly plant.
This is a pretty extravagant cave for what appeared to be the local area that we saw.
Hello?
A lot underground, you know? I don't know what to make of this.
Both were lost hikers, found months or years later, whatever it says there.
Right, so that
The
fitted.
bodies were found not far from where Angela and Wallace Schiff turned up. I want them to run a complete analysis.
You got it.
And in the meantime, can I borrow your truck?
Hey, come out here. Step
Take it
closer, I
back.
won't hurt you.
Well, how come we have your body?
Well, I hate to tell you this,
But you're
Wallace,
dead.
but you're supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
They found your skeleton not 200 yards from here.
It's fake. You know who?
No, I don't,
The Brown
actually.
Mountain Lights.
They abducted us.
Found your wife Angela too. Lying right alongside.
So is she here as well then?
They have that kind of technology.
For what
What the hell
reason?
are they looking for us if they thought they'd already found our bodies, you see?
True. Why would, okay, fine, they could have the technology, not a problem. Why would they need to, if we're going off the traditional UFO abduction front here, why would they need to make sure that they left two skeletal bodies behind so no one would look for you? It's not like the serial killers who live in a barn or a shed or have got a basement with you in and they might get discovered. They fly through space. They can just take you. Why would they need to prove that you were dead so no one would come looking? Who's going to come looking? How many shirts do you know with a flying saucer? Okay. I love trying to work these out. I'm going to keep going. But
First things first. We gotta find a way out of here.
It's them.
play with your
They're
mind.
affecting your head.
Yeah.
Maybe mine too.
Come on, Wallace.
They're out there, man.
What, do you want to stay in here? This could be your brain making this up.
Mulder?
How is a UFO under there? No, this doesn't make sense.
Maybe they came for something else.
That turn supernatural in effect. There's others that just make no sense from the start.
Angie, can you talk to me? Do you remember what happened? Can you tell me?
Yeah, that isn't water.
It's all
Your brain is
fuzzy.
just telling you it's water.
You're with
Yeah,
your husband, you're with
this is all
Wallace.
hallucination.
Over Brown Mountain, there's strange lights dancing over the peak. And when I woke up, I didn't know where I was, and I couldn't see Wallace anymore.
They returned me first.
I was lying on a table, and I couldn't get up.
You have
Oh, look.
you have a scar back here on the back of your neck.
What? What scar? The light! Oh, what did they put in me?
They just don't want to meet us.
No, abductees don't usually report this, and everything she said so far is textbook down to the last detail, except
Yeah.
for one.
What?
Two skeletons we found that were identified as yours and Angie's. I don't understand that.
That's
Doesn't make
never
any
happened
sense.
before. Oh, right on cue.
They're here!
All right, they'll take you too.
That's precisely what I do. What the shit? He's back at his apartment. Oh no. Okay.
You disappear, and then I get a furtive call that you're back here in D.C.?
I'm sorry, does anybody know you're here?
No.
Put aside your scientific bias for a moment. Because what I'm about to tell you is going to change your life forever. They were abducted by a UFO. Brown Mountain Lights.
What the hell?
I abducted him. We communicate telepathically. Tell me everything.
Okay, that's just blown Scully's world apart.
I can hear him. You were right about the Greys, about the abductions, about the UFOs. The lights, the Brown Mountain lights.
What about that organic substance we found on the skeletons? That goo you were so interested in?
It was nothing. It was bog sludge.
I still haven't got it worked out though. Yeah, I see. They're trying to con you. Yeah. You ain't here. Yeah. Cool effect though. You never left the cave, did you? No. That makes more sense.
As if you just vanished.
He's got
The reason I wasn't wanting to buy it is because the very next scene after Mulder going into the light, going to the light, Caroline, sorry, is Scully wouldn't just have abandoned that area knowing that's exactly where he was and where he's vanished and he hasn't come back. Hop on a plane, go back and go and check his apartment. That wouldn't happen. She wouldn't do that, which is why. Although it was shocking to see a little alien and Scully seeing it, I was half and half like, is this really happening?
It's
More of that digestive material. Looks like it's coming up from out of the ground.
I got tracks going in and out.
They were only going in before.
Now you found Mulder. This thing doesn't want to be discovered. Sod all to do with aliens. Because from Scully's perspective, this is just all three of them dead.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's dead.
I know it's difficult.
I don't think any of them are.
That digestive secretion that we keep finding, could it have done this to him?
I'm not sure I follow.
I mean, maybe he fell in it, or maybe it's a product of a particular vegetation that grows in the area.
I just think we need to look for the simplest explanation.
Really?
The most logical.
That's what you said.
I think his body was stripped and then skeletonized.
That's what you said.
By boiling or use of an acid solution. We'll take care of the arrangements.
What arrangement?
We'll have the remains sent on to Washington.
It might be best if you took some time off. A short leave.
You're satisfied with my conclusions in this case?
No, he wouldn't be.
Absolutely.
I was unable to determine a clear cause of death.
Because it's ridiculous.
Nor was I able to fully account for the condition of Agent Mulder's body.
Not only is it plausible, it's likely. You have performed admirably.
Have I? How many X-Files has my scientific approach fully and satisfactorily explained?
Given Mulder's life work, it's tempting to attribute his death to the paranormal, the unexplained, the unknown, but that's simply not the case here. I promise you we'll get the bastard who did this.
I half expect Mulder come knocking at that door. Surprise.
This'll dull the pain.
No, thank you.
We'll find him. We'll find him and we'll make him pay.
Find who?
The son of a bitch
The
who
killer.
killed Mulder.
Yeah.
You guys believe that too, that Mulder was murdered?
It's the obvious answer.
No, it is not.
No, it isn't.
Of all people, you should be all
You
over
three would
this,
not buy this.
the party line. Look, something else is going on here. Am I the only one who thinks that?
He's gone. You need to accept that.
Look, something else is going on here. Where is he? Where's Mulder?
Surprise.
I found myself in some kind of medical bay. It was white, featureless. It was just as the shifts had described it.
Mulder, the shifts are dead. I found your remains in that same field.
Me. I'm here.
I mean, if they're alive, as you say, then where are they? Where'd they go? This is a hallucination, it has to be. And either I am having it, or you are having it, or we are having it together.
Huh?
Wild mushrooms.
Yeah, the mushrooms.
Wild mushrooms, Mulder. They were growing there. I stepped on one, and it gave off spores.
I think the minute you were in that area, he drove over one as they arrived at the scene. From that point forward, none of it's real. When he saw the guy still alive, wasn't real. Then they found her, wasn't real. Then Scully ends up back here, wasn't real. None of it's real.
If we inhaled it,
Whatever happened to the most logical explanation?
this is it, Mulder. What if we're still there? If we're still in that cave?
You are.
In North Carolina, were digested by that substance that I found all over that field. That they were dissolved and then expelled up out of the ground. A giant fungal organism, Mulder. We already know that they exist. Biologists have found specimens that range dozens of acres, that weigh hundreds of tons. Mulder, what if this one puts off an hallucinogen?
To lure its prey into the cave?
Yeah. You are.
Right now.
Need to break from this right now. Oh, this is creepy. There you go. Figured this out. Oh, I bet that scene was horrible to shoot. That was thoroughly enjoyable because for 25 minutes I was so convinced I knew what was going on and I didn't.
We've contacted the North Carolina State Health Department as well as the local FBI field office in Raleigh. And we've contacted a mycologist at the Smithsonian for good measure. We think we have our bases covered. I'm not exactly clear on how we escaped.
What's not clear?
Once you recognized that we were under a chemical influence, then it simply kind of broke its spell.
No, you didn't.
Can you name me one drug that loses its effect once the user realizes it's in a system?
Yeah.
I assume the effects wore off to the point that you were both
Still
able to
there.
make your escape.
We're still trapped under.
She worked half of it out. You've worked out the other half.
Mulder, we did escape. Mulder!
Talk about keep the viewer from figuring it out too early.
He's alive! Hurry up!
Do you know how hard it is to pull someone out of Earth when they're buried in it?
We found it.
Yeah, we know.
Just take it easy.
So who actually here figured it out for all this team to turn up and look for them together? And they're completely reliant on one another when it comes to things of this nature. Enjoyed that. That was really good. Confusing start. Right, there we go, episode 21. I kind of knew what was going on right at the end, but I'll tell you now, it had me too. The first 20 minutes or so, I was trying to work out, do you know what this episode was good at? Throwing you off. And what was throwing all of us off was the bodies. The bodies didn't make any sense, but the bodies made complete sense until they actually went to the location. And from that point onwards, I should have suspended belief that everything I was seeing was real. Because you cannot have a person running around who you've just identified by dental records is a skeleton. It's just not possible. And the alien story didn't stand up either. And a plant duplicating a body didn't stand up either. It was just plain and simple hallucinogenic properties. While it devours its prey, is how it entices its prey. It was really well written. Kept the viewer constantly working, trying to work out what's real, what's not real. Every scene we were seeing, the only bit it hasn't really tackled at the end was for Skinner and the rest of them to be there. How did they figure out, or was it just because no one had heard from the two of them since they turned up at this area and they just vanished as well? So they sent pretty much out an FBI search team. I enjoyed that. That was very, very good. Right. We are at the end of season 6. We have got one more episode, which I believe, from the looks of things, is the first of a multiple part continuation, which carries on through into season 7. I don't know if there's 2 parts or 3 parts. I think there's 3. So it's like the final episode of this season and the first 2 episodes of the next season. So I'm expecting something big. So don't go anywhere. Make sure you're here for that with me. And the best way to do that is to make sure that you give the video a thumbs up, post your comments down below, and hit the subscribe. That's the best way of doing it. And if you do want to watch this episode in full length, just check the description for Patreon. You can watch it over there. Right, I will see you for the season finale next, episode 21. No, episode 22. So then, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. That put a smile on my face. See you for the next one.